Hey there everyone, this is Astronomaestro, and supernovae are pretty awesome. Really awesome, in fact. Now, if you've never seen a picture of one, here's one for you now. You see these different blue, purple, light blue, teal, orange colors? This is all the different light that's coming off of the spewed guts of an exploded star in space throughout the cosmos. Now this is pretty cool, but there's also another reason why they're important. They're important because they help us distance things, in particular galaxies. And in fact, there's a very special type of supernova called a Type 1a supernova that is very, very good at doing this. And honestly, the process of a Type 1a supernova is really cool, like super cool. So you know what? I want to show you guys how awesome it is. That's what we're going to do. Now there's a couple things that you need in order to get a Type 1a supernova. First, you need a bunch of gas and dirt. And this gas and dirt, they have to form two different stars. And they have to actually collapse. One star has to be bigger than the other. One star is going to be smaller than the other. And during this process, they actually kind of struggle a little bit. They collapse, and then they expand again, and they collapse, and they expand again. But eventually, two brand new stars are born. And these brand new stars, they're going to live pretty much their whole lives together. But the thing is that they're not the same size. And this is very important because when stars are different sizes, they don't have the same lifespan. And counterintuitively, the bigger star has the shorter lifespan, and it will move on to its next phase of life first, which is the red giant phase. Now it will exist in this phase for quite a while, but eventually it's going to start feeling kind of funny. It's going to start feeling really funny. And then you know what's going to happen? It's going to explode. Kaboom! And it spews its guts all across the cosmos. Now, it then moves on to the next stage of its life, which is the white dwarf stage. A white dwarf is very dense and very small, and has some pretty intense gravity if you get too close to it. So after this star becomes a white dwarf, its companion star still has to move on to its next phase of life, the red giant phase. Now, red giants are much, much bigger than regular old main phase stars, like our sun. And they do get a little too close to their white dwarf companion. And when this happens, the white dwarf companion starts consuming the gas of its partner star. Now, white dwarfs are a little bit different than humans. The more they consume, the more mass they get, the smaller they get. Sadly, diets don't work this way, but it will continue to consume mass from its companion star until it reaches a point called the Chandrasekhar limit. To be honest, this took me quite a bit of practice to pronunciate correctly, and honestly, I still don't even know if I'm pronouncing it correctly, but that's what the internet says I should pronunciate it as, so I'm going with it. The Chandrasekhar limit, when the white dwarf has consumed enough mass to be 1.4 times the mass of our sun, it can't consume any more mass than that. And then something happens. It freaking explodes again. And this time the explosion is quite incredible. It is so explosive that the entire star has basically turned into a bomb, and there is no star left. Now, because the Chandrasekhar limit is the same for all white dwarfs everywhere, this is the principle that astronomers use to distance these things. Because each one of these white dwarf supernovas will have the same amount of power, they'll have the same intrinsic brightness, which means that the only thing that will change is how far away they are. If it looks dimmer, it means it's farther away. If it looks brighter, it means it's closer to us. I hope you guys liked the video. If you do, subscribe, like, leave a comment if you have any space questions, and we'll see you again in the next video.